Hey, Sean.
You, hi there. Can you hear me? There we go.
Yeah, how
All
are
right.
you?
Good. How are you?
Very good.
Lovely day out today.
I'm part of another board. They're planning on meeting in person next month.
Oh, good. Nice.
Not in Lowell though. This is well, it's a Lowell board, but it's not Lowell City board though. So I think we might be getting closer to.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at LTC now. Looks like we're not on, but the school committee is on for probably a subcommittee or something.
Yeah, I'm recording it and then sending them the recording, then they'll upload the recording and play it afterward.
Hi, Francesca. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Great. Congratulations on your new boss.
I know. Very exciting.
It's like a hug.
Something to strive for, Fran.
Yeah, no question about it. She's gonna be great. So the agenda is just the one item tonight.
Yes, light agenda.
Gary's not joining us, so if you want to handle clerk duties, Dennis, feel free.
Okay.
Fran, are the rest of your folks joining, or are they?
So Peter will be joining. Jess and Dylan are going to be hosting their own meetings. So they won't be online tonight. We're just going to start trading off between the three of us because they're all trained up at this point. So just Peter will be tuning in tonight.
Okay. And then you're going to be on a rotation, you said? Like who's?
Exactly. Yep.
Cool. So what this means is we won't see you for a couple weeks, well, a couple months actually.
Right. No.
We only meet twice a month, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, do we go to the summer schedule come July?
Yes, in August.
Is
it July and August, or just July, or just August?
It's 2 months.
Oh, no, that's great. Okay.
Yep. I thought no, we still usually do the regular meet. We don't do once a month anymore. We still do the regular meet, but we just don't have. There's been situations we don't have enough projects that have been going forward in the summer.
The schedule right now has one meeting in July and one meeting in August.
Okay. All right. I don't have a copy of it on me yet.
Yeah, this is a great year. Look at that. And maybe we'll meet in person in July and August.
Maybe. That would be great. I mean,
an idea.
I mean, the school committee's there now. They're in the building. They're in the chambers. So it looks like it's doable.
Francesca, do you have an idea as to when we might be meeting in person?
The latest I heard, so I think we will, it's not our call, I don't think. I think it's the call of the city manager. And I believe we will transition back into that once people are allowed into the chamber again, like just residents again. Because right now with the city council meetings, no like residents or people presenting hearings are allowed into the chamber technically. So once that time passes, then we will like resume full in-person meetings again.
Different topic. Remember, I think you mentioned that there was an appeal on Wentworth Ave that was. I've never received anything on that.
Yeah, they send. Actually, I think Dennis, you said that you received a copy of it, but
yes.
The rest of them, we received copies at our office. You were supposed to be, I forget what the word is.
Served.
Served, yeah. You were supposed to be served, but I don't think that they did it correctly, to be honest. but we don't have any updates on that.
I mean, I'm aware of it. I look up the docket. I can look up the dockets.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
That was a couple of months ago, Sean. that
Yeah.
I was served.
No, I never got any notice of it, any service.
I feel special that I was.
That they know they can track you down? You feel they know where to find you, Dennis?
The mail finds me somehow. Do we have Mark Breer here yet?
I'm here.
Mark, how are you?
Yes. I'm well, thank you. Just a minute. I'm not close to the phone. Just one moment.
No worries. We've got a couple minutes.
Did you see his name was mentioned in the Sun the other day?
I
Like
did.
a week ago?
Oh,
He's
yeah.
keeping secrets from us? What's this all about?
There's a potential.
Well, that's wonderful.
I like how I was referred to as a name from the past. What the hell does that mean?
You were mentioned. Just be grateful for that.
No, I've been mentioned a couple of times previously over the years,
Yeah.
and we'll see. I'll know very, very shortly.
A name from the past, I guess, Mark, they probably were surprised you're still around, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Since I've been on the board, Mark, 2 members of the board, previous members, have made it to the council. So it's a good jumping off platform for those looking to try to do it and willing to do it.
Well, I've always been a proponent of district councilors.
Yeah. Yep.
However, I always thought that I would be running from Centerville, where, I spend most of my time, but I've been here in South Lowell for 10 years. And now this opportunity has presented itself. So, I mean, I'm just taking a hard look at it. I mean, I got a couple of things I gotta straighten out first, namely with my orthopedic surgeon, and then I'll make a decision as to whether I'm going to do that or not.
A lot of walking.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, and that may be a problem.
Well, it's 6:30. I think everybody's here, Fran.
I'm ready whenever you are.
Is the petitioner here?
George.
Renzo, are you here?
Oh, sir.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
You look great.
Robert's here, Van's here. Mark's here. I don't know, is the petitioner here?
There's a phone number, so that caller may be the petitioner. I'm not
I
sure.
see them, yeah. 7533, is this Lorenzo? You're muted. Phone number ending 7533. There you are. You were muted.
Oh, that's me. Sorry about that, folks.
Oh, Van, okay, all right.
Sorry about that. All right. Sounds like everyone's here, so we'll get started. Mr. McCarthy, if you don't mind, sir, would you mind being the clerk tonight?
I would love to do it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right. Welcome everyone to City of Lowell Zoning Board of Appeals public hearing on May 10th. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the meeting will not occur in person. You can join via computer, tablet, and or smartphone device. We'll go under continued business. Under continued business, we have a petition. It's a variance. The applicant is Lorenzo Arpini, the property located at 74 to 76 Chapel Street. Petitioner applied to the zoning board of appeals seeking the variance approval to convert a 3-family home into a family home. The property is located in the urban multi-family zoning district. The existing home at 74 to 76 Chapel Street requires a variance on section 6.1 off-street parking requirements, a site plan review under section 11.4 for the conversion of a residential structure with more than 3 dwelling units, and any other relief required under the zoning ordinance. Good evening. Is the petitioner here this evening?
I don't see him, Mr. Chairman.
I don't believe so.
Has there been any communication, Fran, with, I know Jess is the one who's been pretty much the point person on this. And she had recent communication with them. So.
Yeah, I can check. I know she sent them the agenda.
If folks are okay with it, do you want to just jump to other business, and then we'll do that, get that done with, and then we'll go back to continue business afterwards, and hopefully people will be here.
Yeah, the engineer actually just signed on, so he should be
Oh, perfect.
ready to speak shortly.
If you want to do the other business, that shouldn't take too long, Mr. Chairman, we can do that. And then while he's logging
All
on,
right.
whatever, it's up to whatever the other board members' preferences.
I'm fine.
Let's go. Everyone's okay with it. Let's go to other business. So we'll move to other business on the agenda. So on other business for tonight is minutes for approval for April 26, 2021. Do we have any edits, comments, or any revisions to the minutes from April 26th?
None.
Say aye if you have any. All right, hearing none. Can we have a motion to approve the minutes for April 26th, please?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, Vice Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the meeting minutes for April 26, 2021.
Mark Rio seconds the motion, Mr. Chairman.
All right, motion by Mr. McCarthy for minutes for approval, second by Mr. Briere. Can we have a roll call for approval, please?
Vice Chairman Peck,
Approve the minutes for April 26, 2021.
Member Callahan,
Approved minutes for April 26, 2021.
Member McCarthy,
Approve the meeting minutes for April 26, 2021.
Member Briere,
Approval.
Member Procote,
Approve the minutes for April 26, 2021.
Member Naroge.
Approved meeting minutes, April 22nd, 2021.
All right, the minutes for April 26, 2021 have been approved. We'll go back to our regular agenda item under continued business. Again, ZBA-2021-1, variance. Applicant is Lorenzo Arpini. The property located at 74 to 76 Chapel Street. Have applied to the zoning board of appeals seeking variance approval to convert a 3-family home into a 4-family home. The property is located in the urban multifamily zoning district. The existing home at 74 to 76 Chapel Street requires a variance under section 6.1 for off-street parking requirements, a site plan review under section 11.4 for the conversion of a residential structure with more than 3 dwelling units, and any other relief required under the low zone ordinance. Is there a petitioner for the applicant for the petition this evening?
Yes, my name is Ian Ainsley. I'm an engineer representing the applicant. The applicant should be here as well pretty soon. I think he's trying to call in right now. Lorenzo.
Perfect. That's perfect, sir. Did you want to talk a little bit briefly about the project or any updates before Mr.
Yes,
Feeney arrives?
certainly. Let me pull up the plans. Hang on.
Yeah, any updates, revisions, any additional documents you want to talk about?
Sure. So I think the main 3 things that we had discussed at the last meeting were the parking, the lot area of the parcel, and then the bedroom count of the building. So I'll kind of go into my proposed solutions for each of those. See if I can pull up the plan. Just give it a second, I guess.
Yeah, take your time. Thank you.
Okay, so this is the plan. Last time I had 2 parking spaces in the back here proposed. They were the full 9x18 required in the zone. You guys had asked to see if I could get some more. You seemed like you would be willing to vary some of the requirements, such as stacked parking or the dimension of the spaces themselves. So I was able to fit 4 8-foot by 16 parking spaces in the back, which I think is for 8x16. I think that's a perfectly adequate parking space. Tight, but it can be done. Most cars are, probably 15, 16 feet long and 7 or so feet wide. But I have 4 spaces back here. I've listed the variances that we need for those spaces. The reduction from 8 to 4, the spacing dimensional requirement from the building and property line usually require 3 feet. I'm hoping to go with these spaces as close to 1 or 2 feet. And then the stacked parking as well for multifamily use. The second thing that we did was clarify the lot area. So there was a question previously. The deed said this parcel was 4,294 square feet. But that deed included half of Cottage Street. And I think there was some confusion because we were just showing the parcel as not including that piece, but still had the same area. We've done a little bit more digging on the survey side, and we have determined that, in fact, the parcel does extend onto Cottage Street. So the area is correct. But we now show that the center line of the property, or center line of Cottage Street, is part of this property, as you can see with this kind of dashed line here. And then I have 3 various options for the bedroom count, which I'm going to kind of open up. So would be here to talk about these in a little bit of detail, but we'll do my best. I believe there was an issue with the number of bedrooms on the 3rd floor, so we've kind of reoriented some walls. I believe this one is just merging these to be 1 room versus 2 separate rooms. Option 2 is to knock down this wall right here. And option 3 is to make this all kind of one continuous, almost like a studio, living room, kitchen, dining room, all one type thing. So the total bedroom count for the house would wind up being 9 versus the 10 that was there before. And that's it.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
Yep.
Ensley. Anything else you want to share or let us know before we open the meeting to the public portion of the meeting?
Well, I would like Lorenzo to come in. I think he's having trouble connecting, so I'm going to resend him the download link, which you can probably see me doing right now. Let me just stop for a second. But otherwise, no.
Yeah, and then we'll open it up to the public portion sharing of the meeting, and Mr. Arpini wants to say anything else. I'm sure people have questions, whether it's from the public or from the board. All right. Hearing no other comments from the petitioner applicant, we'll open the hearing to the public. Anyone wishing to speak in favor? In favor? In favor? Hearing none, that portion of the public hearing is closed. We'll open up for opposition. Opposition? Opposition, hearing none, that portion of the public hearing is closed. We'll open up to the board for questions or comments. The chair recognizes Mr. Callahan. Mr. Callahan, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, through you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for providing the updated plans. I really do appreciate it, especially the new site plans that puts 4 cars in the back. I know it's a tight fit, but I mean, it seems like it could be doable, especially, I mean, you need a little relief on the parking as far as the dimensional requirements are concerned. And I think based on that, you do, based on the lot size and the situated area, the topography, you probably do meet a hardship in that positioning, especially with the parking. So I think, yeah, I think that might work. So as opposed to the 2, I mean, we don't really want like doing stacked parking all that much, and especially if there's 4 cars involved. But with this situation, it seems that it would be could be appropriate.
It looks like Lorenzo's finally coming in.
Okay. I'll let Mr. Arpini. I'll let Mr. Arpini. Mr. Arpini has any comments to make or wants to go over some stuff. I'll let him. Mr. Arpini, do you have anything to say? He's muted.
Oh,
Okay.
I just unmuted. So I was just able to join the meeting like a minute ago, so I missed the conversation.
Lorenzo, I was kind of hoping you could add a little bit about these alternatives for the bedrooms on the 3rd floor with the floor plan.
Okay.
Just to get into the specifics.
So originally, I'd like to call the area that I'm trying to open there a living room. You know, I'm open to all 3 options, but the one I would prefer is, you know, if I could just remove the closet, and then, so that's, I think that's what we're looking at, right? Yeah.
Could we just kind of explain, you know, what the 3 different options are?
So, first option, which is the one that I like to use, is the one, the living room area here. Currently, there's a closet. I would like to remove this closet here, and that would be the best option for me. Now, I understand they could still make it a bedroom if, you know, if I leave these walls closed. So I'm open to either open the kitchen wall and put an LVL there or whatever, or open the hallway wall. That way there it's that way there it's an open room, and that becomes, you know, open concept kind of thing, and you know it won't be used as a bedroom.
Okay.
Now the third option I would is where the kitchen cabinets would be. That where so see the wall that I'm removing.
Yeah.
That's where the kitchen wall would be. That would be the option that I would try to avoid, but you know, I would leave it up to you guys.
I kind of like the third option a little bit, with the open concept a little bit. I'd be preferable. Could you go halfway on that? Like to try to, if you need space to do a kitchen cabinet, like a little kitchen cabinet, halfway thing with like a window spacing. I don't know. Or maybe go to option 2. Go back up to what about option 2?
The option 2 is open concept as well. It's just like the hallways. The hallway is open, so there you see that the kitchen has a door, and like you see this wall here is where the cabinets and like the sink and the stove. And then option 2 is like it's kind of open to the hallway, so that can't be a bedroom.
Yeah. So but as far as the wall on the kitchen side, on the interior side of the kitchen, you're saying that whole corner all the way up to the, and going around and all the way up to the wall is all cabinets, and is that that's where the sink is located as well?
So see where the mouse is right now? Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Go back a little bit. Right there. That's where the refrigerator would be.
Okay.
And then a little counter, and then right after it would be a stove, and then a little bit more counter space. Now on the other side, the sink and a little bit of counter space.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. That makes sense. All right. When I was looking at these, I mean, leaning a little bit towards option 3 because of the whole open space, but you're gonna defeat the purpose because your kitchen doesn't have a sink, or any access to running water and whatnot. So what's the little room? What's that portion that says room 6.86
That's
square
like
feet?
a closet that's there, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
It's like a little closet. I could get rid of that.
Like
too.
a
It's
laundry,
just-
like you can put like a stand-up laundry.
No,
thing
it's
in
just so
there?
that you could put food in there, you
Oh,
know,
Okay.
like very little.
like a food closet.
Like a
food closet.
pantry.
Pantry?
Yeah, but it's very small, you know.
No, I mean, unless the person's sleeping standing up, I mean, I'm sure you're not gonna be.
Little food closet, you know,
Okay, no, I was wondering, I saw it says room there, 6.8, just kind of curious.
probably a mistake, but it's
Yeah.
just a little closet.
Okay. Now that makes sense.
And Lorenzo, I just want to confirm, what's the total bedroom count that we're proposing now? I had said we reduced it from 10 to 9, but I just want to verify that.
Yeah, that's correct. So there's so there would be 2 bedrooms on first floor, 3 on my floor, and then 1 upstairs from me. And then on the other side, in the townhouse, there's another 3 bedrooms. So that's a total count of 9.
Okay, I mean, yeah, that, you know what, well, like I said, I was preferring the option 3. I was seeing that, if we can work with that open space, but it seems based on the layout, the current layout where the sink is and the cabinets and for the kitchen, that's probably not doable. So, I mean, option 2 seems pretty feasible. The option 1, yeah, it leaves open the possibility of too much of a possibility of having an extra bedroom in there. That's kind of defeating what we were discussing at the last meeting. So that being said, I mean, I'll listen to my other fellow board members on what their thoughts are on the whole thing, but I like I said, I think you do meet the hardship for the parking in the back. Again, I would ask that if we do approve this, that there be a condition with regards to the parking, that the spots in the back, the stacked spots in the back, all of them are dedicated to the 2 units that have access, that only have access, egress access from the back. So that way we're not, you don't want any of the tenants fighting from the front because of parking. It just makes it a lot more easier that way. So, but that's all I have. I'll listen to my fellow board members. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Callahan. The chair recognizes Mr. McCarthy. Mr. McCarthy, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. I have a couple of questions. And I'd like to start off with the site plan, but just for clarification's sake, the application that you presented to us over the last 2 months that we've seen it is for 9 bedrooms. I noticed that it seemed to be a misnomer because of the fact that the 3rd floor unit could have had 2 bedrooms, and it looked like it was a 10-bedroom apartment, but you haven't had a reduction if you're going from 9 bedrooms to 9 bedrooms as far as your application goes.
Sure.
So we haven't done any reductions yet. Is that correct?
Yeah, I guess we've removed the possibility for anything additional to be installed in thereafter. So technically, yes, we would still have the same 9 that we applied for.
And I believe the board did ask you to consider a reduction in bedroom counts from 9 to something less.
Can I make a comment on that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it was from 10 to something less, because there must be some misunderstanding from it's either from my side or from the Register of Deeds or everything, but on the documents that I have here from my house, in my house, it says that the house is a 10-bedroom house, and we are proposing a reduction from 10 to 9. And then you had brought up in the last meeting that according to the information that you have, the house is only 9 bedrooms. So, I just don't know where we, where we are missing the information from. It could be on my end, but on the papers that I have, on the documents that I have here, it says it states as 10 bedroom, and it was listed as 10 bedroom house.
Okay, Mr. Arpini, the documents that you provided with your application, namely the floor plans, list 9 bedrooms, have consistently always listed 9 bedrooms. Your documents that you provided as part of your application have provided the number of bedrooms to be 9 consistently from day one.
Right, and I understand that. So I would want it to not, I wouldn't want it to be a 10 bedroom. I would want it to be a 9 bedroom.
I understand, but the request was to reduce the number of bedrooms. Your documentation has been clear from day one that you're providing a 9-bedroom, 4-unit facility, namely 2 3-bedroom units, 1 2-bedroom unit, and 1 1-bedroom unit. And you have not provided a reduction in bedrooms from what you've had as documentation from day one. Is that correct?
Yeah, so from what, I mean, I even remember what you said last meeting. You said 9 bedrooms would be good, but 8 bedrooms would be even better. However, I just don't know where I would be taking this other bedroom from, you know what I mean? So does that mean that I would have to work with, do construction work in the other units as well in order to make that 1 unit, you know what I mean? It's just,
As a suggestion, if I could just say, so you currently are showing a bedroom that's on the 3rd level. That's this townhouse type unit that goes from the 1st floor, is part of the 2nd floor, and a bedroom on the 3rd floor. I would suggest that that 3rd floor label on that bedroom be labeled office or something that is not a bedroom, that calls that as a 8-bedroom facility. Then this is consistent with what we've approved around the corner at 610 Gorham Street, where an applicant came before us a couple of months ago to convert that building into a 4-unit building. He provided 4 off-street parking spaces, and there's a total of 8 bedrooms in that structure that we were able to say as a board that we could approve that. And so it's in the neighborhood nearby. So I kind of see it as something that is maybe reasonable to consider. And I think that they had used that same scenario where they converted one of the rooms they previously listed as a bedroom to label it as an office. We've had other townhouses come before us where the 3rd floor spaces are labeled as loft or something that's not labeled bedroom, so that the number of bedrooms are reduced from 3 to 2 or something of that nature. So that's kind of where I was headed, that we would see something similar to what we've seen in the past, because once again, you're looking for a lot of relief on parking. And with 9 bedrooms, that opens the door for a lot of density in that neighborhood for parking on the street that is already stressed. So is that something you'd be amenable to if the rest of my fellow members would support it, that the townhouse unit, the 3rd bedroom, would be labeled office?
definitely, yes.
Okay, that's what I was hoping for. Great. So then it would be in line with what we've approved in the past at 610 Gorham Street, where it would have a 4 off-street parking spaces and 8 bedrooms in the facility. That's a 4-unit facility. Okay. I just want to thank you for your updated documents and your patience with getting us documents that help us understand the application here correctly. if we look at the updated site plan, there's a dark gray area indicated around the building on 3 sides. I don't see a label on that dark gray area. The light gray area, it says existing gravel driveway to be paved, and the white areas, it says lawn area. But the dark gray area, it doesn't indicate, other than one note that says existing concrete pad, which I don't think is accurate, because I know that, well, anyway, I don't think the existing concrete pad wraps 3 sides. But is that the intent, that that's going to be all turned into concrete on that dark gray area?
So there is, so on that area, that's 78.61 feet is currently concrete.
Yep.
This 30 feet is currently concrete. Now, if you see on the other side, on the opposite side of where you are right now,
Yes.
yeah, this whole area is like a really bad asphalt that I'm looking to replace. It's currently asphalt.
Okay.
So I guess that's just something we need to label better on the plan.
Well, as a condition, I'd like to see you work with DPD to develop a landscaping plan. And also to work with the stormwater engineer and the engineering department to develop a stormwater mitigation plan. So as you add pavement, I'm thinking that you haven't provided a document that shows how you're going to meet the requirements of the state regs for stormwater management. And I don't know where you stand on that, Ian, with plan for an engineer, but are you doing pervious pavement? Are you doing underground storage?
Well, right now, I mean, this whole dark area is, impervious right now anyway. We're not increasing that beyond what's already there. You have this area back here that's kind of a compacted gravel dirt thing that's, other than being pavement, is pretty much as close as you can get to being impervious. And we're asking to, pave that for gravel and have it be, real paved parking. So as far as a net increase in impervious area, I don't think there is one. I think the site is almost all entirely impervious right now in the existing condition. And as far as I know, for the state regs, unless you're within 100 feet of a wetland, unless you're doing like a definitive subdivision and things like that, the state stormwater standards usually don't get triggered for a single parcel like this of this size. I don't know if Lowell has local requirements that might require it for a certain amount of disturbance, but it's certainly something we can do. But it's not something that we've planned out right now.
If I could just jump in just from a staff perspective, if that's okay with the chair.
Thank you.
So the stormwater team has reviewed this project, and if they haven't been in touch with you, Ian, they they look at each and every project that we take in for all of our land use boards, and if something does trigger mass stormwater standards, they make the applicant aware of it and have the applicant work with them. We connect them with the applicant. We connect the applicant with the stormwater team to work toward a stormwater permit that addresses the mass stormwater standards. So if you haven't heard from them, or if Jess hasn't connected you with our stormwater team, then they would not apply in this instance. And they have a flow chart that they use to determine whether those standards would be triggered. So that's just my 2 cents.
Thank you, Francesca. I don't believe that they would have seen the revised site plan that says the existing gravel is going to be turned into pavement, though, or have they? You just received that on Thursday. Is that something that they've reviewed already?
Yeah, we do. We send out revised materials to the project review team, which includes the stormwater team, as soon as we receive them. So they would have also received the revised plans. And I don't want to speak for them, but don't think that the nature of this type of proposal triggers mass stormwater standards.
If we could just double check that, I'd like to
Sure.
update maybe at the next meeting, but I think that at the previous meeting, we had a 2-family with 4 off-street parking spaces, 2 in garages and 2 on, and that triggered a significant amount of subsurface drainage. I understand it's new construction, but this is new pavement here that we're adding. I disagree with Ian's comment that the existing gravel is impervious. I don't believe the existing gravel is impervious. I believe even a lot of the concrete on that side furthest from Cottage Street that's broken up is pervious and not impervious. So I think we're adding a fair amount of impervious material to the site. And I'd just like to have a clarification from the stormwater engineer that we shouldn't be doing something to mitigate it, that the client shouldn't be dealing with it because it's just such a dense neighborhood. Stormwater is a problem in 2021 for sure. That I just want to make sure that we're not forgetting to provide structures or swales or mitigation of some type, pervious pavement, that kind of thing.
Well, I will say we do need to get a site plan approval from planning board. In addition to
Okay.
this, from my understanding. So, I think we'd be willing as part of that, I would assume they would look at stormwater. So we'd be happy, if there was a condition as part of this approval or either through the planning board process, I think we'd be happy to look at it. Check with the stormwater committee and all that.
How would we structure that condition? Any ideas, Francesca?
Yeah, I would just say that the applicant must work with a stormwater team to either obtain a stormwater permit or like written, basically receive a written statement stating that they don't need a stormwater permit, something like that.
When I say to resolve any stormwater issues with
Yeah.
the additional pavement, how's that?
Yep.
Okay. All right, and then I'd like to see a landscape plan developed here. And I think that as you go to the planning board, I'd just like to condition that you work with DPD to develop a landscaping plan.
Sure, I think we would want to do that. Lorenzo, are you okay, doing landscaping and planting some shrubs and things like that? Well, I'll just assume we are. Yeah, we're okay with doing it. So.
Okay. And then if I could just ask Sean, your condition that you want to see the stacked parking be dedicated to the units that have access to the back area. They actually all have access to the back area. The first floor units each have exit doorways in the back in their kitchens that have access to the back area.
Yeah, I think I was more talking about the upstairs units, the second and third floor that are coming on the stairwell on the back end, back left area that come out of the stairwell.
Both of them have access to the street in the front as well as the back. They all basically have street access.
One of them doesn't. One of them goes all the way up to the third floor, if I'm not mistaken. Because it's on the left. If you walk in the front door, on your right, you got the living area, kitchen, everything that goes to the back, and then the 3 bedrooms go all the way upstairs. That's my understanding, right? Right.
They both have the same. All the units have the same access to the back area and to the front area.
Yeah, they do, Sean.
Okay, all right.
So I think that maybe we could eliminate that condition and they'll just figure it out because they're all basically the same as far as street parking and backyard parking.
Okay, that's fine. No problems.
All right. All right, so I just have those three conditions, if I could, the one about changing that third floor, single third up bedroom to a office, and to have only 8 bedrooms. But I'll listen to my fellow board members if you've got some more ideas. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McCarthy, for your comments. The chair recognizes Mr. Brier. Mr. Brier, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mark Brier speaking. I agree with the suggestion of colleague McCarthy. I think it would be prudent to condition a further stormwater compliance assessment. I think that makes perfect sense. I also would like to hear, I didn't hear Mr. Arpini's response to Member McCarthy's suggestion about the conversion of the bedroom to an office space. How did Mr. Arpini respond to that suggestion?
Yeah, I said that I would be happy to convert that into an office.
Okay, thank you. Of the
Chuck, can you
several
guys hear
options that
me?
are- Yes.
Okay, all right.
Of the options that were available, I think those that result in the open concept space are preferable. But my major concern with the project was the parking. And I think you've satisfied that, allowing me to support the petition. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Brier, for your comments. The chair recognizes Mr. Prokop. Mr. Prokop, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman. I agree with the fellow board members. One of my concern was the parking. As I've driven around this a few times and just looking at how congested it is, you know, but I appreciate that, you know, you exhausted your time to try to make this work for, you know, that area. So I think if you meet the conditions about the bedrooms, the parking, the landscaping, the stormwater issue, I would be in support of this project. Thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Prokop, for your comments. The chair recognizes Mr. Narobe. Mr. Narobe, the floor is yours, sir.
Mr. Vice Chairman, I would like to concur with my fellow board members. I think having 4 dedicated parkings, although they are non-conforming, would have less adverse effects on the neighborhood. The conditions that Member McCarthy and Callahan have asked for, 8 bedrooms and the stormwater and the landscaping, would also be warranted in this case. So I would have no issue approving this with those conditions being looked at, Mr. Vice Chairman. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Narobe, for your comments, sir. You know, for me, I do want to thank you, Mr. Ensley and Mr. Arpini, for the updated plans and working with DPD and the board. You know, I really think this variance, you know, it can be approved. It makes sense in terms of the neighborhood it's in. It's, you know, a TMU, so this conversion can happen. You know, and I think the conditions that we talked about is actually an improvement, not just to your property and your house, but also to the neighborhood. So I think it's actually going to work out in your best interest overall. Mm-hmm. So again, thank you for being patient and working with the city and DPD and the board with all these plans. I think it's going to be a great property and great home for a future family. So I do appreciate that. I want to thank you for that.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. So if there's no other comments from any of the other members, we'll move to a motion. And then with the following conditions, we talked about the third floor bedroom being an office, you know, landscape plan, and you know, and any stormwater mitigation issues, resolve that. And you're okay, Mr. Arpini, with going forward with the vote tonight? with those following comments and conditions?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, perfect.
Am I
Great.
muted?
No,
Okay.
you said yes, right? You're fine with the comments and conditions we talked about going forward with the vote right now?
Yes, I am.
Yes, okay, perfect. Thank you, Mr. Arpini. All right, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, through you, Mr. Chairman, but before I do that, I'd just like to ask Francesca, what do we have for variance requirements here? Do we have a variance from parking or driveway setbacks also? We don't have a site plan that actually provides the 3 feet of separation. And I think I heard Ian say that maybe it was 1 or 2 feet that you were providing. Is that a requirement that we are looking for a setback? A variance for
I missed it.
parking setbacks?
Feet from where?
Yes, yes. So right here, close to this property line, that's 1 foot right there. And then right here near the building is closer to 2 feet.
Okay. So I'd just like as a condition that you put those dimensions on the site plan as well.
Sure.
But that would be an additional variance then. So it's just the variance for off-street parking and the variance for parking setbacks as I see it. Is that right?
Yeah, and also the dimensions, 9 by 18 to 6 by 18, or 8 by 16, sorry.
Okay.
And stacked parking.
Oh, my goodness. All right, through you, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for variances for 7476 Chapel Street for off-street parking to be reduced to 4 spaces that are 8 by 16 in size. Variance to reduce side parking setback to 1 feet and 2 feet on side setbacks from property line and building. Am I missing one of the variances?
Stack parking.
Oh, I'm sorry, and variance to provide stacked parking at a 4-unit residential building. With the following conditions, that the applicant provide revised plans showing only 8 bedrooms and converting one of the bedrooms to an office. That the applicant work with DPD to develop a landscape plan. And that the applicant work with the stormwater engineer to resolve any drainage issues. I think I got everything.
Perfect. Yeah, sounds good, Mr. McCarthy. All right, motion by Mr. McCarthy, seconded by,
Second, Sean Callahan, second.
all right, second by Mr. Callahan. Can we have a roll call, please?
Vice Chairman Peck,
Approve the conditions.
Member Callahan,
Approved with conditions.
Member McCarthy,
Approve with conditions.
Member Briere,
Approve with conditions.
Member Procope,
Approve with conditions.
Member Naroge.
Approved with conditions.
All right, Mr. Arpini, Mr. Ainsley, your variance has been approved with conditions. Wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for coming out this evening. Have a good night.
Yes, you too.
All right, there's no other new business and we completed other business. Any other comments or questions before we adjourn the meeting for this evening from folks?
Dennis?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to thank our city for selecting Christine McCall as the Director of Planning and Development. I've found her to be a tremendous asset to the city in my experience serving on the board. And am very grateful for the elevation of her to that important office. So welcome thank you to the city for doing that. And looking forward to the planning and development having this strong leadership with Christine McCall.
Well said. Thank you, Mr. McCarthy.
I second Mr. McCarthy's sentiments, and great day, great thing for the city. And congratulations to Christine. She is a very nice up and coming young woman, well deserved. It was great seeing her. Starting from an associate planner, then to a senior planner, and then moving all the way up to the city to an assistant city manager. And it's just fantastic to see. And wish her the best of luck. Congratulations to Christine.
Yep, I've heard that. Does that mean there's a possibility for Fran to move up as well?
Always.
I like where I'm at.
Thank you.
I like my team. I just got my 3 new people, so I'll be here for a while.
Well said, everyone. Ms. Callahan, Mr. Prokop, I completely agree. Ms. McCall is a great addition to the city, and her leadership and her experience in that department and the city is gonna serve the city and the residents well. So I agree. Any other comments or anything by the group or anybody before we adjourn this night's meeting? All right, seeing none. Can we have a motion to adjourn, please?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
George Prokop, second.
All right, motion by Mr. McCarthy to adjourn, seconded by Mr. Prokop. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Say nay. All right, the ayes have it. We're adjourned. Thank you, folks. Have a good evening and good rest of the week.
Bye, everyone.
Good night. Good night.
Right.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.